So eventually we have to understand that perfection of spiritual life in Vaishnava philosophy is perfection of not evading people. It's a perfection of dealing with people respectfully. It's a big challenge. And therefore, we see that in Krishna consciousness movement, for making advancement, one of the retardant is offense to the Vaishnavas. One may be very good in one sadhana, one may be very good in associating, chanting 16 rounds and all these things, but if he neglects this, then he cannot make progress. So the key thing is not to make Vaishnava offense. We have to have respect for all Vaishnavas. The Leela of Daksha cursing Lord Shiva, I have elaborated the dynamics of respecting, giving respect, taking respect, because often it's a very confusing subject. So I've given some clarification on that. But the summary of all that is one formula, if we remember, don't expect any respect, but give respect to everybody. Amanina manadena. Don't expect respect for anyone, but for yourself, but you give respect for everyone. That particular formula of don't expect any respect, give respect to everybody. How to apply that formula in a social community? Can we, if suppose somebody is supposed to respect the orders given by the authority to do some devotion service, and if that is not being followed, should the authorities think that, no, it doesn't matter, I don't expect him to follow my orders? It would amount to expecting respect for my words. So I brought in this concept of functional respect. Even though you may not expect, even though in your heart you should not expect respect, but if somebody is duty bound to show respect, and if you are the recipient of that respect which somebody dutifully gives you, and if it does not provide that, then it is again our duty to correct that person, because this is we are in sadhana bhakti where devotees are learning the principles of spiritual life. Therefore, they have to be corrected in a manner in which any correction done should not be done with any expectation. The principle that you should not expect, I should not expect respect from anybody is non-negotiable. There is a functional respect that is required. Let's say GBC or a temple president or a temple commander or whatever. There is a functional respect that is expected to flow from those who are taking instructions and those who are giving instruction. If that flow of a thing is not there, then it becomes, we have to correct that. Such correction does not amount to expecting respect, provided the devotee who is correcting has to think 10 times, is it really my ego or is it because I really want to teach the devotee? It is going to affect devotion service, therefore I shall speak to him, otherwise ignore it. So simply ignoring in an institution is not the pleasure of Prabhupada and Krishna. So that is why I said many often devotees get confused. Amanina manadena, should not expect any respect. But why sometimes if a devotee disrespects somebody, why is he pulled up? Philosophy is very simple. I may disrespect, he should not take. So everything should be all right. But the problem is not with the person who takes or does not take respect. The problem is the person who disrespects. His spiritual life is affected. So these are subjects that devotees, when they are in the midst of the, in the Vaishnava society, they contemplate on these things. And there is a very strong philosophical foundation for this kind of Vaishnava achara, interrelationship behavior. There is a foundation for this. Ultimately, the foundation of Vaishnavism, every principle in Krishna consciousness is about pleasing Krishna. The spiritual world is full of personalities. It is a personal world. In the material world, because each person is competing for himself, it appears to be, oh my God, living in this world itself and adjusting with everybody is complicated. Now I am hearing that perfection of spiritual world means there I should go and adjust with so many Vaishnavas. Don't have to worry. Here it's like that because the three modes of material nature makes everybody self-centered. So there is a competition. There is no self-centered consciousness in anybody. In everybody, that is Krishna-centered consciousness. And Krishna's pleasure reconciles with all so-called contradictions which in this material world we cannot reconcile. Because Krishna is not in the center. There will be interpretation. You disrespected me. The other person will say, no, you disrespected me. And you will have good reasons from each side. It's a fact. In this material world, if you don't have Krishna and Prabhupada's pleasure, each party will think, he disrespected me. That doesn't happen in this. This is important to know that it doesn't happen in the spiritual world because the focus is not I and you. The focus is Krishna's. And when you offer service to the devotee, you're actually when you offer respect to the devotee, that respect is connected to his service to the Supreme Lord. So Krishna is a reference. Nobody independently commands any respect in the spiritual world. It is one Advaya Jnana. That means, that is why spiritual master should be treated as good as God. That means the respect that you give to Prabhupada should be as good as you give to Krishna. Or even more according to this here. He simply advises his great wife that all kinds of worship, the worship of Vishnu is highest. Greater than is the worship of the great devotee or anyone in relationship with Vishnu.